Anders Morris Harris Inc., an affiliated broker.
Good morning, Munchkin Heads. What's happening? My name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California. And I gotta prop up this camera so you can see me better. Today's date is August 13th, 2013. And my name is Leslie Williams. And this is going to be, in part, a comedy video. Comedy videos are designed to make you laugh as much as I possibly can. That's why, at times in comedy videos, I purposely and intentionally, with complete forethought, act as goofy and as silly and as comical as humanly possible. That's right, because the whole goal is to put a smile on your face, risking how you view me as a person in doing so, because it's worth that much. What's happening? I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. Yesterday, I went to the You're Not Welcome Home rally against Filner downtown, and I wore a white shirt that said I was sexually harassed by San Diego sheriffs inside the Hall of Justice. Will it be investigated honestly, with a question mark, and who advocates for me, or who cares about me, something like that. And then I held up a sign that said sexually harassed by San Diego sheriffs. I don't know if I want to get the sign out right now. It's in my backpack. Anyways. And I noticed that my sign and me was kept off the whole news coverage concerning the event. And when I left this event, and then I went to the bus stop to catch the bus to go to UCSD. And by the time I finally got there and got situated, I'm going to tell you something right now. You can go to Google and you can type in how organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions, how they engage in crafted seating arrangements. Because in these expeditions, what they want to make sure that as a result of surveilling a target and tracking a target, they say if I get up and I leave to go to start my day, and as a result of the physical observation of a target, what they'll do is see where a target's at in real time. Okay, whether they're stationary, which means in a fixed location, or whether they're mobile. And then what they do as a result of this is that they will communicate by text messaging. They'll communicate by cell phones and even laptops. And basically what they do is the day before, see, I'm getting, see what you got to do, and these, concerning being a target of these crimes, is that you got to start observing how these freaks operate, so you can deliberate what they might do next, at least. And so what I do, as a result of being a victim of this crime now, openly, overtly, and at times directly, if I have sat back and have taken a spectator point of view. Just like when you go to a ball game, whether it be a hockey game, football game, baseball game, whatever, soccer game, whatever. And you're sitting up in the stands and you're watching the game. You're observing the game from a distance. Well, every human being has got what is known as an ego and then a superego. The superego's job is to watch the ego's thinking. So your thinking don't get out of line in reference to acting inappropriately. Like if some skank comes up to you and starts bothering you, it's your super ego watching your ego concerning how you're thinking about it in that situation. Okay, so basically what it is like you got the multi-different tiers that you can watch a spectator sport at. Like the first level, the second level, the third level. Well, your ego's on the second level and your super ego's on the third level. And your super ego's job is to watch the ego's thinking. That's right. I took a little bit of psychology. Anyways, so, as a result of being a target, victim, and activist concerning these criminal expeditions, in reference to how this crime has been happening to me, openly and sometimes directly, mostly overtly, for the last 12 years along every single one of my routes, every single day, I have developed my own strategies to expose these criminal skanks for what they are and who plays a role. Because it's my job. It's what I do. I'm a crime fighter without the cape, because that's what I do. Anyways, so as a result of my observing their methods and tactics for the last 12 years, I already know these freaks are directly connected to human trafficking. I have no doubt in my mind about it whatsoever, and this is no lie. You would not believe the things that I saw in Michigan. Now, organized stalking and gang stalking is happening in every state in the United States. Yes, it is. And you can Google this factual reality. Anyways. So, getting back to the crafted seating arrangements. As a result of the physical surveillance of a target in real time, and they can also hack into a target's cell phone and use it as a GPS locator. That's right. And you know, it was really weird. I was watching a YouTube video a few months ago about this guy talking about how Walmart is even putting tracking devices inside of the tags of the clothing that you buy. Hang on, my bluebird's here. Hold on. We got a relationship going. Dang it. Every time I go to feed this bird the food I feed it. Hang on. Alright, so anyways, you know, birds are smart as hell. And I'm going to tell you why birds are smart as hell. I feed 2 bluebirds, the big old bluebirds. And what they've done on certain days, like I'll wake up in certain mornings, you know, this is just a sidebar footnote. I'll wake up on certain mornings and I'll be distracted in my administrative work and what I got to do to prepare to leave for the day. And so sometimes I don't feed them right away. And so what they want to do is make sure that I notice them. So what these birds have literally done is literally position themselves in my line of sight when I turn my head, literally. And they're smart. Birds are very smart, and so are squirrels. Alright, so I'm going to get back to the crafted seating arrangements. You know what just blows my mind is that all this stuff is... Whoa. Hawks. There's a hawk in the hood. He's watching the situation where the other birds just took right off. As you see these hawks, they'll come after the little birds. So he's watching the situation. He must be thinking to himself, the food supply's been dwindling lately. That's because, see, if I'm feeding birds and throwing the bird crumbs underneath bushes, and the birds are going to get the food underneath the bushes and then going home, then these hawks don't have birds flying around looking for food. A hawk, you wouldn't believe how big he was. He was like this big, he just flew by. And he was watching the whole situation from what I was doing right over there. And the other birds took off. You just heard them. Anyways, my name is Elsie Williams. And again, you gotta remember, this video is gonna have comical moments, like just now. The bluebirds are back. I better hang on one more second. I better feed them while this hawk's gone. Anyways, you know, with this whole Filner situation, it's just, you would not believe the hypocrisy that is going on in the hood. And the reason why I say that is because these criminal skanks downtown, they do not care at all about women. They do not care at all. You know, I have attended 4 news conferences now. I've been on 3 of them, as far as you actually visually being able to see me. And not one person in the government has asked me, what do you mean you were brutally assaulted on an MTS bus and District Attorney won't investigate? That's right, I had a white shirt with black lettering on it that said that. And then twice now I've exposed how I've been sexually harassed by 2 San Diego County Sheriff's officers inside of the Hall of Justice. Nobody asked me about that. Okay, one woman asked me yesterday from Channel 6 News. Okay, but I'm gonna deal with this matter my way, because I'm not gonna let anybody, I'm not gonna let this thing escape from my control in reference to the exposure of this crime. That's right. Now, getting back to my statements concerning how they box targets in order to be able to make sure that because the whole goal at the end of the day is to make sure that a target is aware consciously and attentively, that their attention is noticing their overt harassment, because they want to make sure that you are constantly preoccupied with noticing what they're doing around you. That's right. To provoke you. To provoke you, or in its at least form, to keep you mentally preoccupied with the fact that people are tracking you and surveilling you to harass you. That's right. Now, yesterday, and did you know, I recently just got done hearing on a radio show, they were talking about food and stuff like that, and how our food has gone to hell because of Samantos, or whatever it's called. But anyways, I think one of the reasons why I burp a lot is because of the stress that I'm under. My food is not digesting correctly. That's right, I never used to burp like this. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm burping out loud in public or anything. I'm just saying, I just got done eating 2 Pop-Tarts, and every time I get done eating, I'm constantly burping. Anyways, I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. So I left this news conference yesterday and was not seen on any of the news, at least as of what I noticed as of yesterday, early evening. I was not seen in the participating in the rally at all. Even though I did, I have to admit, I arrived anywhere between 7 to possibly 10 minutes late, because I stopped off at 7-Eleven to get a piece of pizza. Anyways, so I left there, and then I went and I took some buses to go to UCSD Price Center. Now, in the past, since late May, since I bought my own little computer at Staples, which has already been hacked. Yes, it has. Things have been blogged in my name. I think my YouTube account is hacked into. And the other day when I was at the law library, I had to change the password of one of my current email accounts because I was getting notifications before my eyes telling me that your account has suspicious activity happening to it, and as a result you got to change your password. Had to change it 3 times just at the law library, and then once the day after at UCSD Price Center. Same thing happened. So, you know, and we're going to see, you know, you can go to YouTube and type in Connie Marshall, targeted individual. She's from Louisville, Kentucky. She was a mayoral candidate, and she said in her, as she is being covered on the news, that she has went through several fax machines, several cell phones, and several computers. Now, organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions, people have emailed me and people have commented on my YouTube videos that they do have the technology to access your electronics. That's right. Now, anyways, getting back to how they will craft seating arrangements so they can sit around you, in front of you, beside you, next to you, and back of you on buses, trolleys, libraries, university campuses. No matter where you're at on the university campus, these freaks will even get in line. If they see me walking towards the Burger King inside the Price Center, they'll get in line before I make it to there, and then they'll get in line behind me. And basically what they're doing is mostly just using dupe students to get in line and stand there and go like this. They had one guy last week when I went outside to have a cigarette and came back in. I had to walk by him to go back into the room I was in, and he was literally sitting at the computer going like this. Okay, so, and then they get around me and do the pointing thing everywhere I go, acting like they're just giving people directions. That's right. Or they make sure if they sit next to me on a computer, they'll constantly do this, or hold their cell phone with the finger up. Originally, what they did was they anchored the finger to the crotch. That's right. This is supposed to represent a penis. Then they bring it up to the mouth. Oral sex. That's exactly what it's supposed to mean. It's an overt inference where they're inferring, okay, what this is supposed to mean for you, so it's anchored in your mind to get the message that your life is not only your own, but this is the kind of factual reality that that this is the destiny that they have for you, is human trafficking. And so that's why they get around you and constantly will repeatedly show you the finger to remind you that this has got sexual inferences attached to it. That's right. Now, in organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions, you can clearly Google finger pointing. Just go to Google and type in gang stalking or organized stalking, finger pointing in the crotch. Yes, and you'll see that I am not the only target talking about this, because their whole goal is to traumatize a target, anchor specific things in a target's mind concerning the implied meaning of it, and then get around you and constantly repeat it in order to anchor and drill into your mind the meaning of it, and in reference to where they're eventually going to steer you to, by creating circumstances for you to be in that will lead you to relationships that plan on human trafficking you. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I've seen it happen before my eyes. Before my eyes. Okay, in Michigan. Before my eyes, what they did to young men and women. That's right, and police officers were all involved. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth concerning these factual realities. Now, the individuals that are downtown, they're going to protect these cops. You better believe they are, because that's lawsuits. At the end of the day, it's about money. It's lawsuits, political agendas, and their reputations and the image of the city. Because at the end of the day, these skanked out freaks, the only thing they care about is money, their image, their reputation, and discrediting targets who are telling the truth concerning these factual realities. They will even petition a target into county mental health. They'll provoke a target along their routes as a result of a target being a whistleblower concerning these truths. In order to be able to provoke them, they'll stage the witness as this staged event is happening. The police are then called, a syndicated cop comes out and answers the phone call, and the target is either arrested, in its at least form, a falsified police report is made, or they might petition a target in the county mental health. And all of this is done to discredit the target on paper. And as a result, when these staged events happen over time, they can say, Leslie, we got a police report from this year, now we got a police report 2 years later, multiple arrests from the falsified arrest in between. Look at all this documentation we got, Leslie, about your mental stability. Therefore, and plus you're still homeless and won't get out of it, even though they create homelessness of targets. This is all about syndicated probate control, so they can co-opt your monthly checks using a syndicated probate judge and attorney. That's right, in order to place an innocent, purely healthy, innocent human being into an organized crime syndicated run group home, to co-opt their monthly checks, to exploit their insurance once they're put in these homes, and to exploit the target sexually in an isolated environment. And this is literally how they operate. Money off of every angle and nothing but flat out torture and illegal appearing kidnapping. Connie Marshall talked about that on her YouTube videos, about how they illegally kidnapped her grandchildren for federal funds to put them in foster care, which are illegally they're nothing but organized crime syndicates that are going in and buying up these homes through cheap rates, setting them up, getting these legal appearing licenses from the state so these people that they employ to put in these homes, okay, whether they live in the homes or not, these people have these legal appearing licenses to administrate prescription medication to people that are disabled, supposedly the mentally ill, and possibly people that have that can be a threat to themselves or others. They deliberately and intentionally will put a healthy target with a normal brain on psychotropic medications, because these psychotropic medications create physiological anxiety, where it actually causes the body to react and the body cannot sit still, while they're being harassed inside the home, to make them act out in the home, so they can then blame them again for acting out, and then saying, well, your medication must not be right, so we got to put you back in the hospital, and that's where the insurance is built. It's money off of every angle. Racketeering, extortion, illegal kidnapping, that's right, and human trafficking inside of one isolated environment as a result of them taking a normal, healthy individual out of their home for these means. Now, I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm here today to tell you, fellow American citizens, I am not a threat to myself or others. I am not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever, and I am not mentally ill. Okay? But these are the kind of crimes that are happening to the elderly, people on fixed incomes like Social Security, people that had fixed incomes like pensions. That's right, they're even targeting postal employees. That's right, because they figure if we got to pay their pension, we're at least going to control where that money is going to. Organized crime syndicated run houses that they flip after the property is paid for. By housing anywhere between 7 to 12 people in one home, what they basically do is buy these homes and go hunting. And they're tearing down innocent human beings' lives to do it. And they do not give two shit. Let me tell you something right now. Do you really honestly think that they care about a human being's life if they're human trafficking them? They'll even enter a person's room, drug their food before they go to bed, offer them a midnight snack. The person eats it, goes to bed. They're knocked out, believing they just fell asleep, and then people will enter their room and have sex with them. Look at the movie Trade and the movie Taken. Do those individuals appear to be in their right mind when they're being sexually exploited? I think not. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. These are the true factual realities of these expeditions, and I'm here today to tell you, fellow American citizens, SDSU Campus Police, SDSU Library Security, UCSD Library Security, and UCSD Campus Safety played a direct role in the actual physical, in-my-face gang stalking of me. And that's not including the staff and students that have as well. These university campuses do not care at all, and USD library staff. I'll say one thing about USD campus safety, at least they were smart enough not to directly gaslight me to my face, even though they did protect the gang stalking that happened towards me there. Now, all you got to do is go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking in universities. Alright, where are you? So, do you really honestly think that these universities want their image tarnished? Look what happened with Penn State. They lost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars as a result of this Sandusky thing getting out of their control. Do you really honestly think that these universities want their image tarnished when the most horrific crimes? We're talking about the mental rape, okay? The mental death of a human being. Remember the psychotropic medications I talked to you about? The illegal kidnapping of a human being. That's right. The sexual exploitation of a human being. Torture for money. And since I experienced a gang stalking on a daily basis along all my routes. Last night I just uploaded an audio file of it happening to me on the bus that I caught from Gilman and Myers. You know, my name is Leslie Williams, so I'm going to tell you something right now. Whether I ever get any news coverage concerning what I know and what's happened to me, no matter if I get arrested, I'm going to tell you something right now. The San Diego Sheriff's Department is never going to admit that I was sexually harassed inside of the Hall of Justice, even though I got the proof on audio file. And they might even go after me for tape recording in the Hall of Justice. And these are the factual realities of the heinous natures of these crimes. These criminal skanks don't give two shits about what they do to a target, including in-your-face sexual harassment. Then they'll lie and say it didn't happen, and then they'll prosecute the victim for tape recording the situation. Because all they care about at the end of the day is their image, committing their crimes, walking away from them scot-free, and continuing the victimization of the target. It's the only thing they care about. And in closing, I want to state this. Fellow police officers, I want to tell you something. If you're not syndicated to these things, watch your back, because they will target you. They will target you, even if you have an opinion about my videos. If they hear you have an opinion about my videos and saying this is bullshit happening to this woman, and they overhear it, they'll target you for it. So watch your back. If you are an uncorrupted cop and you care about what I'm stating, I'm here today to tell you don't get involved, because they'll target you, your family, your friends. I'm here today to tell you that they will even target unsyndicated police officers. Go to Google and YouTube and type in how the Hemet Police Gang Squad was gang stalked, along with some Riverside public officials, and how they set them up to possibly be murdered. I do what I do because of the innocent lives that are being destroyed, tortured, murdered, raped, assaulted. Go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. Why did MTS send me an altered video of this assault? Why was I illegally and criminally arrested at SDSU on February 1st, 2013 for literally sitting down and minding my own business, doing absolutely, literally nothing wrong whatsoever? Because I was exposing SDSU online. That's why. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I want the fellow Americans to know I'm not a rebel rouser. I'm not a troublemaker. I don't go looking for trouble. I don't court trouble. What I do is just walk about my day, and these crimes happen to me as a result of me just existing, because of the criminal motivations they have for me. So what I do, in turn, is I expose them for what they are. When I finally got to UCSD after leaving this news conference, and I sat in front of some computers with organized stalking going on around me, the gang stalking physical gestures, go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman, catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass, read comments. Look at everything in the description of that YouTube video, cross-reference the published dates to the statements. After I had to sit in front of these freaks that were gaslighting me to my face on both sides and across from me, I started having a meltdown. So I had to pick up all my belongings, go outside, have a cigarette, and then the meltdown continued. So I had to actually walk into the woods, and I almost fell to my... I had to sit down. I started crying. Now that was the first time I had a meltdown in years, because I refused to let this criminality that's happening to me break me. But a human being can only take so much, so I literally started crying. Because I thought to myself, everything that was going on downtown, how everybody's advocating to get Filner out, and you would not believe what happens to us organized stalking targets, and we cannot get no help at all. Because of the organized crime in the system, who's supposed to be advocating for us. So I could pick up 15 items in this tent right now and look underneath them and cannot find my civil rights. I can look in my pockets and they're not there. Do you really honestly think that I can look for it downtown where these crimes are happening at? It's just a silly metaphor. Alright, I gotta start my day. I appreciate you listening to what's happening to me. Again, I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever. I am not crazy in any way, shape, or form, and I am not a threat to myself or others. And I am being gang stalked along all of my routes. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.